Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jewel TV. We are back after a summer break. So thank you so much for joining us live today here in the Facebook group. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm going to have to silence my own tab here so I don't sound double effect one after the other. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk marketing today. Of course, we're kicking off marketing like crazy here at Jewel Education because our new flagship course, Market Like You Mean It, is going to launch here pretty soon. So I wanted to kick off our first episode of Jewel TV back from summer vacation to talk about marketing. As you all know, fall is coming. That season when we all go crazy, right? It's happening here for us as well. And, you know, it's a time when you want to just examine your marketing and see where you're at and make plans for 2018. Yes, I know the busy season is pretty much upon us and you're thinking to yourself, why would I want to look at marketing now because I'm so busy? Well, chances are there's some of you out there that are not busy this fall and you need some business coming through your door. So today's marketing talk, or JTV episode, I should say, is all about some things you can do to basically amp up your year end. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so that we can look at my keynotes here, and not my mug, which is probably a way more fun thing to look at anyway, would be my keynotes. So yeah, let's talk some marketing. We're gonna discuss this season, okay, and how to amp up basically the year end. And I wanna give you several ways that I think you can implement pretty much right away to help you amp up marketing for the end of the year. So let's talk marketing. This, of course, is episode 34 of our show, Talk a Latte, all about business. And it is a Jewel TV production brought to you by Jewel Education. So if you'd like to sign up for the freebies that come with these lessons, you can go to jewel-tv.com and opt in, and you'll see the episodes there. And it usually takes about 24 hours or so for us to get the latest live episode posted, but the freebies will be there immediately after the episode ends. So go to jewel-tv.com and opt in, and you will see basically this window. Once you get onto the page, you'll see a little place to put your name in and your email address. That's pretty much all we ask for to be able to get the freebie and access the archives. Today's freebie is a pretty good one. We're going to provide a step-by-step marketing plan for the end of the year that should help you get some people through the door. So let's talk about if you're in the right place or not. Marketing is always fun. That's why I let little Evie do the talking there with her pug purse. She's the cutest thing ever. You're in the right place today. So, you know, is this content going to be relevant for you? Let's talk about it. You are in the right spot right now on this live broadcast. If your fall is looking a little dead and you're kind of freaking out about it, it happens to a lot of us this time of year. You're in the right place if you feel a little scattered and your year-end numbers are not going to be where you want them to be. You're seriously considering slashing your prices to fill your calendar for the end of the year. If you're in that boat, you're in the right place. The phone perhaps is not ringing as much as you'd like. You're also in the right place if you know you need to get your, stuff together and you're not sure which steps to take first. We're going to walk you through that. So this is your time. I know that you're on Facebook and Facebook can be distracting. But if you're here, that means you do want to listen and get some ideas. So put away your phone, turn off notifications. I have a lot filled in this first episode of the season. So pull out that pen and paper. You're probably going to want to take some notes on this episode because I promise you there's going to be some things, some great ideas, 7 ways to amp up your year-end marketing efforts. Okay, so let's talk about those. Now, what's important before we get into the 7 things to amp up your year-end, what you want to do is set a fall calendar to help you plan. And today's freebie is surrounding that. So you're definitely going to want to opt into Jewel TV and get the freebie for this one because it will help do this work for you. I want you to list out the tasks for each project that you want to, take on and set a date for completion. This is super important. If you just take notes on this and get all excited and go, oh yeah, those are some good ideas, I should do that, and then you never do it, and you don't set a date for doing it, then you're going to fall flat on your face and you're going to be really disappointed with yourself at the end. So list out those tasks for each project that we're going to talk about today and set a date for completion. Next, I want you to phase each project to keep yourself organized. So what does that mean? So say, for example, we're going to talk about mini sessions a little bit. I want you to phase out the entire project of mini sessions. So what do you need to do to get your mini sessions done? We're going to do mini sessions this year. So I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do and how I would phase out each project to keep myself in a chronological order of things that need to get done. Definitely estimate your costs and set a budget up front so there's no surprises. If you kind of keep yourself on budget, then you can complete marketing tasks with a good return on investment, or ROI. If you just spend money willy-nilly wildly, you're going to end up actually losing money in the end because you won't estimate what it costs to do something or set a budget for it, and then you'll end up biting yourself in the booty later because you didn't make enough money off the project or you didn't really calculate your costs, and it'll end up flopping. So make sure you estimate the costs or set a budget up front and stick to that budget with each project so there's no surprises at the end of it. The goal here is to actually make money, not to lose it because we got excited about a set design for mini sessions or whatever. So the freebie for today's episode is a year-end marketing planner. Belinda is actually still putting this together as we speak, but it is going to be on the jewel-tv.com website. So go there, opt in, and once you see the episode, you'll be able to download the freebie directly from that episode. And I think you'll be happy about it. She's worked really hard on it, and it's exciting to get kind of stuff done for you. It's always great. So get on track with that and download that as soon as it's ready. So I'm going to go pop out it real quick. I know my video loves to I'm going to go ahead and stop my video so you guys don't see my mug. I think that did it. Hopefully that made it so you can actually see the keynotes rather than my face up there in the corner. Belinda, are we good? Does that make it, that should make it go away? We all set? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And make sure that you guys aren't watching me do something stupid over here. Like, yeah, anyway, we'll go there. Anyway, okay, let's keep going here. So I want you to also consider joining our marketing audit challenge. It kicks off basically right after this episode airs. It's going to help you take an annual look at your business. Now, I know a lot of you maybe have done it last year. This is our second annual year of doing the free marketing audit challenge. It is absolutely free, and I'll tell you how to enroll at the end of this episode. But, you know, it's one thing to kind of amp up your fall or make your year end good. It's another thing to take a deeper look at your business and actually figure out why some of your marketing promotions are falling flat on their face. I know there's been times when you've tried to put together a promotion and it doesn't work, or nobody signs up, or you don't get any phone calls, there's no bookings, and it gets really frustrating, and you kind of ask yourself what you're doing wrong. And you start to think it's your work or your prices or something like that, but it may actually be a deeper issue than that you're not doing. So the Marketing Audit Challenge will help you answer those questions, and it starts September 11th. So we'll talk more about it at the end, but I want you to think about joining that to actually scale your marketing efforts in a different way and actually have a long-term plan that works, okay, and brings in a steady stream of clients. So we'll talk about that, but first, let's get into the meat of discussion today and dive in to the 7 ways to amp up your year end. First of all, something that we do every single fall is to call past clients, okay? And I know this does depend on you actually having past clients, but there are, if you're doing mono calls, even if you're at the beginning stages, there are people you have photographed whom you can call. So call past clients and offer a fall session. I always tier my clients to my biggest spenders and best, like the clients who come back every year. I focus on those first. And you may think to yourself, oh my gosh, if I call these past clients, they're going to think I'm trying to sell them something or schmooze or whatever. That is so not the case. Your past clients will love you for this. They'll be like, thank you so much. You just saved me from having to do this. Basically, you're handing something there in their lap that they wanted to do anyway. Now, if they don't want to come back, it's okay. They'll just say no. They'll be like, oh, you know, we're probably not going to do portraits this year. We're going to hold off a year. Or, you know, they'll say even, honestly, we can't afford it this year. And that's fine. The key is you want to provide that customer service. And when you call your past clients and offer them one of your coveted fall slots, even if you're in your business where maybe your fall slots aren't quite that coveted yet, it's okay. They don't need to know that. Just, you know, offer the session to them. Say, hey, we're booking fall sessions right now. Christmas is our busy time of year. You're one of my favorite clients. I want to make sure that you get a session should you want one. So that's why we're calling you to see if you'd like to go ahead and book your fall session, get it out of the way. We'll get it on the calendar and get you moving forward to having a beautiful Christmas portrait session. You know, that is awesome, because especially when you call past clients whom you know already are good spenders, that is guaranteed income for you. So I tell you, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients, and you constantly have to babysit those clients and take care of them, I guess is what I'm saying. Not in terms of babysit in the condescending way. I'm just saying babysit in terms of do the work for them, make it easy for them. They are good clients of yours. You'll know that they'll spend a lot. So there's no trouble at all to just pick up the phone, call them and say, hey, our fall is booking fast. You're one of my favorite clients. You've come to us in the past. We would love to make sure that you get in if you want to. So we're just calling to do a service to you and to help you kind of get this on your calendar before it becomes too late and we don't have a spot for you. Okay, so calling past clients, first thing you should do. Second, offer a September promotion. And granted, this is definitely for folks who maybe have been in business for a year or more, but think about it this way. For me and my sister, my sister has her business in Southern California. We were talking about this, earlier this weekend, and we were discussing, how do we get people to come in September? Because friggin' A, they just want to come in October and November, and we only have so many slots available during that time of year. It makes us absolutely nuts during October and November, and we go crazy because our schedules are so full. Why can't we, spread these people out over 3 months rather than piling them all into November? It really makes us crazy. Our families go nuts. Our husbands never see us. So we wanted to try to nip this in the bud. So one of the ways we came up with is to call, literally call past clients or send out an email to them and provide them with some kind of September promotion. Say, hey, book your holiday session this September and you'll get a $150 product credit towards Create a Collection when your order is placed before October 15th. What does that say to your clients? It says, hey, I want to get you in as a past client, but I want you in early because that helps me out. And I'm going to give you a promotion, help you sweeten the pot a little bit by giving you a product credit when you place an order early that allows me to get you more people in, is basically what you're telling your client. You could even offer them a free set of holiday cards along with a product credit. It doesn't necessarily have to be $150 in product credit. Obviously, you want to evaluate your business with your average sale. $150 for one photographer is a lot more or less than others. So this is just an example promotion. But when you do this, it's going to get your September schedule filled with clients who are like, well, yeah, we were going to do that anyway. We might as well book in September rather than October and get it done. Get those gifts out of the way. This opens up your calendar for October so you can bring in more sessions and increase your revenue overall for fourth quarter. So think about doing some kind of September promo just to get the ball rolling with the holidays for clients who have already been with you. I mean, yeah, you can offer this to new clients too. I just tend to kind of favor my old clients because they really are my bread and butter. Most of my business nowadays is off of clients who have been to me in the past. When you're first starting out, you need new clients all the time. But eventually, as you take care of your customers year after year after year, they become very loyal to you. And then you find yourself really kind of tapping into that database more and more often with everything you do, because those are your tried and true clients. And new clients become not less necessarily, they don't cut the cheese. Unless I take care of my good clients big time. They get special promos, they get special perks. I treat them really well. They've been good to me. So I want to make sure and reward them. Okay, number 3, set your mini sessions. If you're going to do holiday mini sessions, you need to specifically lay out a plan for that. So first of all, for us, I'll tell you kind of what we're doing. First thing I want to do is design. I'm going to set a theme to my mini sessions. So this year we're going to do the tree lot, like a holiday tree lot for the little kids to, you cut Christmas trees, $5 kind of thing. Totally fake and done here in studio, but cute and adorable, not necessarily revolving around Santa Claus. Believe it or not, I've actually tried to call Santa 4 times since January 1st, and he hasn't returned my phone calls. He must be really busy. Man, that North Pole is going off. So we decided, hey, Santa might be a little busy for us this year, so we're going to do a holiday theme that's still adorable and fun for parents, but not necessarily Santa. And one of the reasons I switched to that is because I thought, well, Santa's kind of done. A lot of businesses around town, the mall, they all do Santa. These cheap, quick and dirty Santa sessions cost $20 and they're out. Well, my business is more than that. We're a high-end studio. We do things that are different and luxury. So I wanted to design a theme that was more unique, that nobody else in my market is doing. So we kind of went with a tree lot theme this year. So then we're going to plan our set, and we're in the process of doing that right now. I'm buying Christmas trees off the internet and cute little signs that we're going to hand paint, and backdrops and flooring and things like that. And just making it so that it's all designed and ready, and I can shoot it with a model and have promotional graphics to use that will that I can then send out to promote to past clients and new clients and on Facebook ads. So the first thing you want to do is design things, okay, and get it ready. Then you want to plan. You want to plan your pricing model. How are you going to price out your mini sessions? How is it going to be different from your regular sessions? You want to create a product list. You probably don't want to offer the same products that you do on a regular basis just because you want it to be different. So then plan those dates. When are you going to hold your mini session? And then create a workflow. How are you going to systematize it so you can get the maximum number of people through the door to maximize your profits from it? So you definitely need to plan that pricing model, the product list, the dates you're going to do it for maximum efficiency and so that you can get product out to people in time for the holidays. And of course, creating that workflow so things run smoothly and seamlessly the day of the mini sessions. Okay, number 4, the holiday card hype up. This one works great. What you want to do is just get people excited about doing holiday cards. So as a mom, think about it. If you're a mom, you probably aren't even considering your holiday card yet. It's an afterthought until November comes, right? Well, what if in October you set card templates? You picked 5 to 8 branded holiday cards that work really well for your studio, and then you designed them, make them look all pretty, and then you sent out a holiday card tips newsletter to your client base, or you ran Facebook ads or whatever to this for new clients. And it just talks about maximizing your family portrait session for a cute holiday card. And you promote how to do a holiday card right. And then perhaps offered a buy one, get one sale on cards with collection purchase. This will get people excited about doing their holiday card. And if you send this out in October, you're going to get more bookings from that because people are going to be like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, Christmas is coming. I got to do my holiday card. I don't want to be behind this year. That's what I say constantly, even with my own family. So by getting people excited about doing holiday cards with beautiful mock-ups of cards, they're going to go, oh my gosh, those are beautiful. I should go book this photographer, or at least look at a way to get my holiday card done. And one of the ways to do that is to perhaps in November offer a buy one, get one sale on cards with a collection purchase. Now, I wouldn't just do this and sell cards straight up a la carte without a full collection purchase, because cards are such a high cost for me as a studio that I have to actually sell something else in order to profit off the session before I will actually sell holiday cards. But if they do create a collection and they spend our pricing model, we pretty much have a $1,500 average with each client anyway with Create a Collection. So if that happened and they wanted to buy one, get one on holiday cards, I would be perfectly happy with that. And then they feel like they're getting a deal on the cards, and it helps promote you by sending out a bunch of cards with your logo on it around town. So cards are actually, they're kind of a pain in the booty a lot of times because they're, especially if you do custom cards, they're hard to create, they're time consuming, you don't make a lot of money off of them, but they are a great marketing effort. They do get your name out there, especially if you do cute, well done, graphically designed cards. Okay, number 5, the gift giving guide. Get the ideas rolling. If you create a guide about portrait gifts, an electronic guide, then send it out to a client base, or if you don't have any clients, advertise it on Facebook as a lead magnet. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, we go over this heavily in my Market Like You Mean It flagship course, but a lead magnet is basically something that you give away for free in exchange for an email. You guys see me provide lead magnets in this episode of JTV. I'm giving you a free marketing planner for the end of the year if you give me your email. So then what you'll see from there is us pitching you with selling other stuff in our shop and things like that. Of course, the thing to do is to always provide that valuable content to your customers, okay, to your clients. You don't just want to pitch them with a hardcore sell. You want them to actually like you and want to work with you and be endeared to you before you start just selling to them. That's not the goal. Obviously, the goal is to make a living off what you're doing, but it's also to provide a service to your clients. You want to give value to them. But if you do a gift-giving guide that has, a bunch of ideas on how to make Christmas gifts out of portraits, ornaments, cards, little framed prints, anything, there's so many. Acrylic blocks are a great idea. There's so many things out there that make beautiful holiday portrait gifts that you can give to your client as ideas. Then what you do is you promote that you offer these products in your studio, and to all past clients for 2017, have them purchase some of these fun gifts as Christmas gifts for their family and friends based on past sessions. So that's sessions you've already shot. It can be even models. I don't care. It doesn't have to be necessarily paying sessions. It could be models that you've shot for your portfolio. Send this gift giving guide out and then create an email promotional offer to these people that says, hey, we're doing some of these gifts in our studio. You shot a session with us in this past year in 2017. We're going to offer this to you. You can have us provide this for you as gifts for family and friends. In other words, make money on past sessions. This is a brilliant way to actually produce income at the end of the year without having to shoot an additional session. How brilliant is that? Now all of a sudden you're making more money on past sessions, increasing your average, making those past clients super happy because all of a sudden you're solving their Christmas dilemma for them on what to give, and you're making it crazy easy for them to do that. So the gift giving guide, I usually would send that out like around November 1st, somewhere in there, and push it a couple times, like 3 or 4 times throughout November. Just make sure you give yourself enough time to produce those portrait gift products in time for those families to get them before the holidays. Okay, number 5, the last ditch effort. Don't do this until like December, okay? But the $double gift card is huge. My sister does it every year, and it always produces a big chunk of income at the end of the year. So what do? You send out a notice that says you're providing $double gift cards as perhaps a special last minute gift. Now you could do it, you could probably get away with it at Black Friday, you know, the November thing, but I'd be careful about doing it too early. But the basic gist of it is that you send out a gift card that is double its value. So if a client spends $200 on the gift card, it's worth $400 for any session that's booked before March 31st, 2018. In other words, this will help you fill up your winter, your dead time, your slow season. The gift card reverts to its actual value on April 1st. So say, for example, if you sold a $double gift card for $100 to a client or a new client or whoever, and it's worth $200 until the end of March, okay? The minute you hit April, it goes back to being $100. There's still a gift card that's usable out there that someone's not going to want to lose the value on, but you don't necessarily, you only do those sessions and offer $double points per se for the first 3 months of the year when you have a dead time of year, when you need that extra income and those sessions coming through the door. So we always put a cap on it. Like I think $250 is our maximum. Like if they spend $250 on the gift card, it's worth $500 through the end of March. We don't go any higher than that. So you don't want to like offer $1,000 $double gift cards and end up giving away $1,000 worth of product in addition to that, because that's just a little too much. So definitely put a cap on it to help yourself from giving away the farm. But these $double gift cards are amazing. And we also only limit 1 per customer. So they can't buy a ton of these and give them out to the same person, if that makes sense. Now, I don't mind if my clients buy, say, 3 of them to give to friends, and each of those friends only have 1 card. In other words, they can only use 1 card on their session. They can't double up on cards and get a $double value, okay? But the last-ditch effort, those $double gift cards work every year. You get a big chunk of money at the end of the year. You just have to make sure and be careful that you use that income or that revenue for winter expenses. Don't spend it all in December, because then you end up screwed, because you have to fulfill those sessions in January, February, March, pay the cost of goods on those, and if you are only getting, you know, half price for them, you're going to be really hurting. So make sure you save that revenue you earn from a $double gift card to when you really need it, which is in those first 3 months of the year when your overhead needs to be covered, okay? Then finally, number 7, plan your social strategy. To amp up the end of the year with all these different marketing promotions, you need to create a social media calendar. Spend a day making those post graphics for your social media. Outline the different platforms that you're going to use. For example, we use Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest for the most part. Those are my 3 main channels. So when I do a big promo campaign, those are really only the ones that I'm focusing on and making graphics for. And you want to make sure to focus only on those main platforms that hit your ideal client. So if you're going to advertise, decide where you will do that, where you want to spend those marketing dollars, and make sure that it's like if you're going to advertise on Facebook, make sure you watch your return on investment. You want to make sure that you're not spending too much on Facebook and that your Facebook ROI is around 85%. What does that mean? If I'm spending $10 on Facebook ads, I want to make sure and get $100 out of it or $150 out of it, okay? So you want to keep your Facebook ad spend at around 15% of your actual revenue from the project. So if you're going to spend a lot of money on ads, just make sure you're getting those bookings from them and not wasting a bunch of money on Facebook ads that won't actually perform for you, okay? So then finally, create a folder and file hierarchy base on the release date, event, or platform. What do I mean by that? So if you're making social post graphics, like for example, Facebook ads or Pinterest posts or whatever, Instagram posts, just create a folder called social media advertising or posts, and then make a file hierarchy based on when you're gonna release those different promos. So for example, we talked about mini sessions, we talked about the gift giving guide, we talked about, September promotion. All these things need to be released in a chronological way. So by dating things and then hierarching it by platform, social media platform, as well as the specific promo you're doing, you're going to keep yourself much more organized. Okay, Belinda told me that I missed a graphic and I feel really bad about it. Oh, there we go. It was about the promo section of minis. We talked about designing, we talked about planning, promoing. When you send out the promo for your mini sessions, you want to tier your release. What do I mean by that? When I offer mini sessions, I offer them to certain clients first. And there's a couple ways to do this. You can either send it out to, first of all, you want to send it to your previous client, your actual client base first, rather than new clients first, out there to a cold audience. You want to send it to people who know and love you first. Now, within that group, you can decide, do I want to send it out to people who maybe are low spenders or people who I think won't come back this year unless I offer a mini session first? Or do I want to offer it to my big spenders, the people who I know will actually do both? They'll do a big session and a mini session. Now, I have those kinds of clients for sure because they want their family portraits to be more timeless, and then they also want the themed mini session, the tree lot, Santa Claus, ornaments, cookies and milk, whatever theme you may have decided on for your holiday promos. Now, I'm a big believer with mini sessions that you don't do a general mini session, meaning a timeless mini session, one where you could have shot that in spring or fall, it doesn't matter. Themed mini sessions are the ones that won't rape your current offerings. You definitely want them to be themed because then people will do both. They'll do the holiday kids annual fun session at a lower price, and then they will also do the family portrait in the fall leaves or the family portrait in studio, okay? So just decide how you want to tier your release, and then definitely tier it. Send it out to one group of people first, then to the second group, and to the third group, and then finally to a cold audience on your website, to the people who aren't your clients yet, the cold, like I said, the cold audience. Then send out an email campaign. Try to tier your audience so that you can do that. So you can send it to first round people, top picks first, and say to them, hey, you're one of our VIP clients, you get first dibs. Then list it on your website and then put it out to social media. And what we always do is we plan for online booking because when people see these emails, they want to book right away. They see it and they want that instant gratification of knowing it's taken care of. So use something like Acuity scheduling or a platform if your studio management software has a platform where you can do online booking. Send a place to online where they can online book out with the email. That way it's instant gratification. They know it's done. Like, oh yes, we want that. And your sessions are more likely to book quickly if you do that than if you make people call the studio. So that's the big gist of mini sessions. Number 3, design, plan, and promo. And if you can kind of get yourself organized with your calendar and the freebie that we're going to provide for you, you'll have a lot easier time, again, taking a project, task managing it, and setting out that task list, setting a calendar finish date for each one of those things. Then by the time October 1st rolls around and you want to actually release your mini sessions, everything's set, done, it's clear, and you're not scrambling to get things done kind of haphazardly. Okay, so again, the freebie for today's episode is our year-end marketing planner, where we're going to kind of help do this work for you. Go to jewel-tv.com to get that. And then finally, if you want to join the Marketing Audit Challenge, I'm going to kind of segue into, yes, we've talked about the year end, but what about the overall plan? I know a lot of times you guys, I used to do this and it frustrated me so much. I would put my heart and soul into a marketing effort, a promo or whatever, and then no one would show up. Like, I would get no phone calls, nobody would book, and it was incredibly disheartening. And I started to question if I was good at my work. I wanted to slash prices like crazy to try to get people in the door as a last-ditch effort. You know, you start to panic. Well, what I want you to think about is that maybe it's not the promo you did or your work, but maybe it's a deeper issue going on in your marketing overall, like your big picture strategy. So I hope you'll join me for the Marketing Audit Challenge. It's a free 6-day workshop is probably not the right word for it. It's kind of like a 6-day assessment where we'll be sending you worksheets every day for 6 days that'll tackle a different area of the big picture, broad scale plan of your marketing. And you'll be able to see kind of what you're doing right and then what maybe needs a little bit of work in your business. And trust me, when you do this, it's going to help you see things from a bigger, broader perspective, which in turn will help make your promos, things like doing mini sessions or a gift giving guide or your holiday card event. Those types of things will actually end up working because the deeper, bigger picture of your business is more appealing to clients, okay? So ask yourself if your marketing measures up. Join us for this free event. You're going to go to mlymi.com/audit. And yes, this is the big kickoff campaign to our 9-week marketing course that will be opening on September 17th. And you don't have to go there. If you can't afford Market Like You Mean It now, it's okay. You don't necessarily have to join, but you should do this challenge at least to start self-assessing where you are in your business. I can't stress this enough. It does not matter how good you are as a photographer. It doesn't matter how well you can run a business. If you cannot market, if you cannot develop a brand and hit your ideal client, you will never make it as a business owner, period. And you know this deep in your heart. You have to be a good marketer in order to make a viable business. There's tons of great photographers out there who do beautiful things, and they aren't making squat as a living because they can't market. And then there's other artists out there who honestly kind of stink. They're not very good. They just kind of have average work, and they're killing it. They're making millions a year because they know how to market. They know how to run a big, broad-scale platform in their business that helps them brand, hit their ideal client, to keep watch of their competition. It helps them. They understand that. And so when you understand marketing, you will become a better business person no matter what your skill level as an artist is. So join us for the free event. It is 6 days of worksheets and exercises to assess your overall marketing strategy. And then at the end of that, we're going to have a free online workshop, which is called Build a Marketing Action Plan. Okay, it is a completely free workshop, and I promise you, there's good content in it. Or it's not just going to be, hey, do this and buy Market Like You Mean It. I'm not like that. I want you guys to actually enjoy my teaching methods and feel like you're getting something out of it before you would even go towards Market Like You Mean It. And honestly, Market Like You Mean It isn't for everybody. It's a huge flagship course. It's 9 weeks. It's very in-depth. And some people aren't ready for it yet. And I get that. But you may be ready to do this audit and the free workshop, which is Build a Marketing Action Plan. And then maybe sometime in the future, you might attack Market Like You Mean It. But for now, once a year, we launch this course. This is the lead up to that. But at least I want you to get something out of it in terms of the audit and this Build a Marketing Action Plan online workshop. And you'll be able to watch it throughout the month of September and really finish 2017 with a bang. Okay? So go to mlymi.com/audit to join the audit, which starts September 11th. Again, a free week-long assessment with worksheets that will really help you dig deep into what you're doing right and to what you're doing wrong. It'll culminate in that workshop. And if you want the freebie from today, go to jewel-tv.com. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube later after the fact, join us in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Julia Kelleher, to watch our Jewel TV episodes live every week on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Pacific. And here is how to find me on a regular basis on social media. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and, of course, take your questions about this content that we talked about today, this dive in to kind of help amp up 2017 for you. We have a couple questions, and I think Belinda is continuing to watch the feed for more. So Susie Smart says, do you have a minimum to redeem credit? I'm assuming that you mean for that September promo. Not quite sure if that's what you're talking about, but I'll answer it like you mean that, Susie. Yes. In other words, clients have to purchase what I call create a collection. I have two ways of purchasing in the studio. They can either do a la carte digital files, or they can do create a collection. And create a collection is a much better value, but they're spending more, if that makes sense. And clients who get that credit would definitely need to invest in create a collection. So overall, they're spending about anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 on a session, and then they get $150 credit. So they get about 10% off overall. So just evaluate that. You want to make sure you're still profiting off those September sessions. You don't want to give away the farm, but by doing some kind of promo like that to get people in early, what they see is a photographer who's busy, who needs the maximum slots possible during the fall season, and is rewarding her clients for coming in early and getting it done. Okay. Teresa, hi Teresa. Teresa says, for the luxury brand, quote unquote, is it wise to offer so many discounts? This is where my obvious lack of business knowledge is showing. Teresa, you have a lot of business knowledge, and you are absolutely right. And you need to be careful about that. And I'm glad you brought it up. It's one of those things where I don't necessarily offer a discount. You don't necessarily have to offer a discount, but you can offer a credit towards something or a free gift on top of. It doesn't necessarily have to be called a discount. And I think you're right. You want to be careful with that wording. Buy one, get one is not really considered a discount, in my opinion. Like we were talking about the holiday card promo. Just be very careful. You don't want to say things like 20% off or $500 off your session. It's when you remove money that it kind of degrades the luxury band. It's when you add money on where it's now all of a sudden of value rather than a discount. Does that make sense? So oftentimes you're doing the same thing. You're still giving that money away, right? But you're doing it in a different methodology by adding value instead of taking away as a discount. Does that make sense? So in essence, it's all doing the same thing. It's just how you word it and how you provide it to your client that determines luxury brand versus discount and cheap. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Tavia, love you. Welcome back, girl. One of my math market like you mean it's to actually mentoring students. So thank you for joining us, Tavia. She said, Julia, Belinda, on the $double gift cards, would you exclude births? Oh yes, good question for you, my dear. She does labor and delivery sessions. She says, I have people on payment plans for their birth. I'm imagining people wanting to use them for their birth. Yeah, I would be wary of that one. Let me see. Do I think that would be a hindrance to exclude births? Yeah, that's tough because I don't like providing $double rewards during my on season, basically spring through the end of the year. I want to provide $double for people who book a session in the winter time when my season's kind of slow, right? That's the whole point. So trying to decide if you could do that for moms who had due dates before the end of March. And I don't necessarily think that would be a bad thing, but anybody who had a due date beyond that, I'm not sure I would allow them to do so. So I would just try to think clearly through that. The safe choice would be to not do it, like excluding births. And it's easy to get away with that because births, you're on call for Pete's sake. You're willing and ready to come in the middle of the night. And that is a premium price for that kind of service. So doing it, the safe choice would be to just say it doesn't apply to birth sessions or labor and delivery sessions and leave it at that. But if you want to consider it, I definitely think about the pros and cons of offering it for due dates that are outside of that winter window the whole point with double dollar gift card is to offer it as a last minute thing for sessions booked between a certain time frame. So booked between January and March when you don't normally have a ton of sessions. Does that make sense? So hopefully that will at least help give you some thought process through it. But the double dollar gift cards are a huge, I mean, they work every year. They're fantastic. But again, just be forewarned, you don't want to sell too many of them to one person. They can only one per person, limit one per person kind of thing, limit the session time, and then hold on to that cash. Like set aside that double dollar gift card money revenue that you earn into like a separate part of your bank account. And then you won't spend it in December. You'll save it for when those sessions are occurring between January and March. Does that follow? Because it would just really stink if you'd spent all that money. Somebody does a $250 double dollar gift card, so it's worth $500, right? They spend $1,000 on a session. So really, they're giving you a $500 gift card plus only $500 cash. You have to pay for that order, which, 20% cost of goods, it's around $200. You're only making $300 at the time of payment from that session. The other $250 was made in December when they bought the double dollar gift card. Do you know what I'm saying? So yes, you have that $550 or whatever it is, $600 from the session, but they're getting a good discount. Plus you have to pay the cost of goods. So your profitability goes down, even though your revenue gets injected new life into it at the end of the year. So it's a way to fill your calendar in the winter. It's a way to get revenue, but just make sure you hang on to that revenue for the first 3 months of the year so you can cover your expenses and you don't end up in the hole. Okay, so just have to be careful with it so you don't end up shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, is that all the questions we have, Belinda? I think that's it. We have 2 more, so I'll go ahead and hang out here until she prints those out for me. I love to see so many familiar faces on these live episodes. Thanks for starting off the fall season with me. It's fun. So if you guys have any more questions about the audit, I'm happy to answer that as well. So just keep firing away. I can stay on here for another 5 or 10 minutes, and I've got a client coming in for a viewing appointment here pretty soon, but that's okay. We'll stay on as long as needed, as I know Miss B. Thank you, dear, very, very much. I could probably look on the Facebook feed myself, but I'm always afraid to turn up the volume and then have it echo 500 times, but I can't hear you. Anyway, okay, Jennifer Hands. Hi, Jennifer. I love all these familiar faces. This is awesome. She said, do you find the gift planners work better in print, or do you send them digitally like a flip book? Honestly, I'm all about ROI, return on investment. So do a flip book digitally and use it as a lead magnet. So put it on your website as a free download if they give you their email. Then you can market to them through email because you'll have their email address, which they willingly gave you, and that's totally legit and legal. So then it's an electronic document. It's cheap and easy to produce. You're not having to print a bunch of them and send them out. So I would try electronic first before I did printed. We've never done printed in the past. It is a higher end methodology. Like you would look more like a luxury brand. But I don't know, our society is so instant gratification that if you made a flip book with a booking link at the very end of it, you're probably going to get a little bit more hot reaction to that than people picking up the phone with a printed e-guide that you mailed out. Amber says, bought on your website, how do they order these double dollar gift cards? Well, you can do it a couple ways. You can do what Jennifer suggested, actually send out a postcard, which, it's fun to mix it up a little bit. If you do your gift planner electronically, then you could send out a notice for double dollar gift cards via snail mail if you wanted. Snail mail does get attention, and sending out a postcard is a lot cheaper than sending out, a full booklet. So you could do that. You can post it on social media everywhere to order. You can set up an online ordering system for people to do that, as a shop, like as a storefront. If you want to start doing that on a more regular basis, there's tons of online websites out there that Squarespace, Shopify, where you can actually set up an online store. The other thing to do would just be, if you have a WordPress site, WooCommerce is a WordPress shopping cart plugin, which you can just install on your WordPress site and put a place to buy double dollar gift cards right on your site. It's a great way to do it. And then it will email them a digital copy. You can do different amounts. You can do like 100, 200, 300 double dollar gift card amounts, and then it'll just send them something they can print out for family and friends to give to them as a Christmas gift. I think it just all depends on your brand, how automated you want it, how how easy you want it to be, but let me tell you, when you put things on your website like that, it's passive income. You run some Facebook ads to it, things like that, and it's just hitting your inbox passively, but you don't have to do much work. It's a really nice feeling. So consider something like that. It's a little bit of tech setup to make that happen, but if you just keep it simple for now and start running some ads to it or send it out to your current past client list, you're going to see some takers, and that's fun because it brings in new clients in the door. It brings some revenue at the end of the year. Just be careful with those double dollar gift cards that you do it right and don't shoot yourself in the foot, okay? All right, do I hear the printer going again? Is there one more, hun? Are we good? I think we're good. I'll go try to look on the, Jennifer has a follow-up question. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna try to scroll down to the latest comment. Okay, let me look. Oh dear, I'm not sure my comments are going in the right order. Yeah, sure. How many cards can be applied to a session? Oh, heck yes. Yes, and I think I did mention that. She's talking double dollar gift cards, right? Yeah. Right. Oh, yes, yes, very much so. That was Jennifer who asked that? Yeah. I mean, like for a registry, that would be a bad idea. Double dollar gift cards, like only one can apply per customer. So if like you have a registry set up for a shower and everybody wants to buy double dollar gift cards for Susie Q who's giving birth in a month, no, Susie Q cannot use all of those double dollar gift cards on her one session. Like it's only limit one per customer per session kind of thing. If she wants to do 3 sessions, great. But just keep in mind for a registry, shower registries, I don't think it would work very well. It's basically for one-time use. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it in terms of questions. Tons of awesome feedback today. Thank you. And thanks so much to Belinda for being in the feed like this to help us answer questions and provide links. Super appreciative to her. She's awesome as always. Everybody give a shout out to Miss Belinda because she is pretty much amazing. So anyway, I hope this episode was valuable to you guys and that you loved it. Of course, we're live every week. Next week, we're going to talk more marketing. Please, as always, head to our website, jewel-education.com to get more out of it. And don't forget the family retreat. The family retreat is brought to you by the Milky Way. We, of course, I will be teaching studio families with a modern flair. 23 other instructors across the world are going to be teaching family posing, family marketing, family business, how to amp up your family photography. And families, honestly, are some of my bread and butter. Families just are such profitable sessions. And so I'll have Belinda post the link to our affiliate link for that. So you guys can sign up through us. We're giving a ton of fun bonuses with the class, as well as a discount to market like you mean it when it opens up. So if you want to join the family retreat, please do so. We'll again post the link here in the group. And thanks to the Milky Way, of course, for putting on the family retreat. They do a bunch of different awesome retreats throughout the year and are very dedicated to photography education. And the cool thing about her stuff is that she has all these experts in one place for one low price. These short form online classes you can watch anytime. They're downloadable and of course open for an entire year from when the course launches. So again, thank you so much guys for joining me today. It was a lot of fun. I really had a good time. And you can watch the recording, of course, at jewel-tv.com and get the freebie for this episode as well. So go fill up your fall, make it happen. I want to see 2017 finish with a bang for you with a ton of great fourth quarter revenue and new clients. And of course, have 2018 take off with a bang as well. So join the Marketing Audit Challenge and we'll try to make that happen next week. At least get you thinking about things. And if you did the audit with us last year, do it again. We've changed it up and it is very healthy for you as a business. And you know this, it's healthy for you as a business to assess things once a year and take a deep, hard look at what you're doing. Fix it, make it right. You know there's problems in your business. There's problems in my business too. We have to keep watch on that. Constantly zoom out 40,000 feet and make sure we're taking care of things on our end, because that's ultimately what we want to do, right? Is make this creative dream a reality and actually make a living doing what we love. And that's what I want for you too. Okay, we'll see you next time, everyone. Have a great afternoon and a wonderful week. And we'll see you in another week. And of course, in the Audit Challenge. Bye-bye, everyone.